Hare Krishna, Namaste.
Chapter 13 is entitled as kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor, also as prakrti-purusha-vibhaga-yoga, also as prakrti-purusha-viveka-yoga. Sloka 35. kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor evam antaraṁ jñāna-cakṣuṣā bhūta-prakṛti-mokṣaṁ ye vidur yānti te param. Evam, thus, kṣetra of the body, kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor, the proprietor of the body, antaraṁ, the difference, bhūta-prakṛti-mokṣaṁ, and the means of deliverance from the Prakriti, which is the body, jñāna-cakṣuṣā, by the vision of knowledge, ye viduhu, those who see, they, param, the highest form of the self, yānti, attain. Translation: those who see with eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal. By the grace of Gita-charya, we were able to successfully come to the point of concluding this chapter. There are many things we have learned in this chapter, especially focusing on Atma and Sharira, the living entity and the material body it resides. Krishna, in this concluding sloka, says that one who knows the differences between the body and the self, that is kṣetra and kṣetrajña, and thereupon cultivates spiritual qualities like amanitvam, adambitvam, so forth, which are the means of liberation from this body, attains to the nature of the pure self, meaning attains liberation from this body, from this prakriti, and be situated in a pure state without having any connection to the prakriti. From this chapter, we can understand that Atma is the knower who possesses the knowledge, whereas the body, Sharira, has no knowledge, and body is to be known by the Atma. Number 2, Atma carries the body, and the body is to be carried by the Atma. Number 3, the Atma is the proprietor and controller of the body, whereas the body is owned and controlled by the Atma. Both Atma and Sharira has been in association in this way for beginningless period. The three modes triggers the Atma to do certain actions, and because of those actions, it goes through reaction. The Atma who is entangled in this body experiences those reactions through pains and pleasures, ups and downs during this period it stays in this body. This chapter covered the natural qualities of the Atma, how great it is, how unfortunate that it is suffering in this world. For the Atma to be released from this condition, Krishna gave means in the same chapter, and those means are cultivating those 20 qualities, which are the only means by which one can attain liberation. And that is the benefit or the end result one attains by applying this chapter in practice. That is, to understand and see the differences between body and soul, and then work on cultivating the 20 qualities, spiritual qualities, by which one practices those qualities and will be able to attain the pure state of the self. That Atma which is liberated is in its purified state with no restrictions of what it can do. That Atma which is liberated is not constrained, restricted by place or time. That Atma is free of pains and pleasures of the body. Though the Atma is sukshmam, subtler, and it is anu, minute, its knowledge is not restricted. Its knowledge spreads everywhere. In its pure state, Atma will be able to see without eyes, hear without ears, and so forth. The Atma is totally free from karma. When they are liberated, they are all equal. All the Atmas are equal, the Mukta Atmas. The only differences that we see is in this world because of the Jivatma being conditioned and present in different types of bodies. That's the only difference. When one realizes that he is not the body, he is Atma, and the Atma is beginningless, full of knowledge, never get destroyed, it is simply due to his karma. He got imprisoned into the body, and when one becomes very desperate with strong desire, wanting to see the Atma and wanting to be free from the association of the body, will strongly try to develop those 20 qualities that Krishna has mentioned and start practicing the prescribed yoga from karma yoga and so forth. And by the grace of the Lord, one will be able to attain the supreme state. To summarize what we have learned in this chapter: number 1, the nature of the body, Deha Swarupa. Number 2, qualities that are required for one to realize one's Atma, Atmapti Hetuhu. Number 3, the distinguishing aspect, the differences between the pure self connected with the Prakriti, Vishodhanam. Number 4, the cause of that connection, bondage, the reason for the Atma being entangled in the body, Bandha Hetuhu. Number 5, the manner by which one can discriminate the body and Atma, called vivekascha. These are the 5 subjects that we have learned from this chapter. The body, which is made of 5 gross elements: ahankara, mahat, prakriti. These are the material cause of the body, and the 11 indriyas and 5 subtle elements, rupa, rasa, gandha, sparsha, sabda, are all the substances situated in the body. Desire and hate, pleasure and pain, or the transformation that happens to the self just because of its interaction, contact with the body. This body is assigned to us by the Supreme Lord as an instrument to enable us to experience the results of our deeds. In other words, simply the karma param, to be rewarded for all our karmas. So first, understanding the body is important. Therefore, we learned about how this body is made of, what it's made of, its nature, Dega Swarupa. And then Krishna went on explaining the qualities that one must cultivate if one desires to be free from this body, from the Prakriti. And there were 20 of them that Krishna explained, which were covered from Sloka 8 through 12. And from Sloka 13 through 18, Krishna explained the self, Atma, is different from the body, and Atma is beginningless, and it is subservient of the Supreme Lord. And Atma has the ability to perceive everything without needing the Indriyas. And this is explained as Vishodhanam about Atma. And the 19th sloka is an introduction to the next set of sloka. So 20 through 23, Krishna explained why and what is the cause of this connection between body and Atma. So in the 20th sloka, he explained the bondage is anadi. In 21st sloka, the result that comes out because of this beginningless connection with the body. And in 22nd and 23rd sloka, what is the cause of the bondage? How the gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, brings about happiness and sorrow, etc. Attachment to these experiences leads to action which can bring about these experiences and thus cause bondage. That was explained in these set of slokas. And from sloka 24 through 35, Krishna explained all the moving and non-moving entities are only the outcome of the interaction between the non-sentient Prakriti and the sentient, the Atma. The Atma residing in all the bodies are all similar in nature. The differences lie only in the bodies, not in the Atma. Even though the body perishes, the self does not perish. Only who seriously analyzes on these lines is a man of discrimination. And that is what been explained in the last set of slokas. And one who understands and applies this chapter will attain the bliss of self-realization. kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor evam antaraṁ jñāna-cakṣuṣā bhūta-prakṛti-mokṣaṁ vidur yānti te param. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna-Arjuna Samvade kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor vivahayoho nama trayodasodhyayah.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.